I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I always say dreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free.
Welcome to Radical Truth to Power, the progressive news show with Let's BS3. I am your host, Marlon Clyburn, and on today's show, I just felt like doing. And I felt like doing is because there were some stories out there that I found humorous and come to the realization that we are still not out of the woods when it comes to racism in America. But this story is a little bit different because I understand that the person who is being accused of racism, which they are, I mean, rightfully so, but there is another culprit in that racist situation that very few people are bringing up. So we'll get to those stories real quick. First of all, I would like to offer anybody that's new to the show, please, I appreciate you coming on. Please hit that subscribe button. If I am your cup of tea, if I am somebody that you would like to hear on a weekly basis, can't do daily yet, but on a weekly basis, hit that subscribe button. Please do not forget to hit that like button, smash the crap out of it. Let's get that algorithm messed up. And leave a comment. And that's the most important part. This is a live show, and I appreciate everybody who does make a comment during the live show. I really do. However, if you are seeing this later on during the week or anything, still leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And I say that because at the end of this show, I'm going to show a video of which I do not have the answer to, and I would like for people to comment on it to get their point of view on it. Because I'm going to show you a video that I didn't know this situation was happening. So again, just the same thing I always say. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and let's get right into it. So the lieutenant governor of Texas put up a bounty, so to speak. Um, it was nearly a year. So Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is his name, and he put a $1 million bounty for evidence of voter fraud in the wake of Donald Trump's loss. Well, it was said up to $1 million. And if you don't remember the story, here's a little background on it.
Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says he's going to pay up to $1 million from his campaign to reward people reporting legitimate evidence of voter fraud anywhere in the country. Patrick says any evidence should be given to local law enforcement and says information leading to an arrest will receive a minimum of $25,000. Patrick says he supports President Donald Trump's accusations in pursuit of voter fraud to maintain democracy and restore faith in future elections.
So there's the story, and here is the update. He has finally paid somebody the bounty, $25,000 of the $1 million bounty. It didn't go quite what he thought. Instead of going to an informant who smokes out fraud by a Democrat, this is by the NBC News affiliate in Texas. But instead of going to an informant who smoked out fraud by Democrats, Patrick's five-figure payout went to a progressive poll watcher in Philadelphia whose tip led to a single conviction of an illegal fraud by a registered Republican. The unexpected outcome revealed the political dangers of cash bounties. With few strings attached and more cases of alleged GOP voting fraud is still in Philadelphia cases, Patrick may be asked to shell out even more cash to his opponents. So what they're saying is that, and here's the story behind it, was there was a gentleman in Philadelphia who was convicted of voter fraud. And the voter fraud was he voted in his name, and then he voted in his son's name, who I'm assuming his son was underage to vote. So he voted twice for Donald Trump. A poll watcher caught this, turned it in, and the guy was convicted of voter fraud. The Philadelphia lieutenant governor turned it over to the lieutenant governor of Texas and told him, hey, we found fraud. Pay up. Now, here's the little quirkiness of it, because giving him points for actually going through what he said he was going to do, voter fraud, and I'm going to pay you up and everything else, he paid $25,000, not the $1 million. By saying, no, I only was going to pay that amount because, well, two reasons. One, he only paid $25,000 because he needs the money for fish. The dude is still gaslighting. He wants to save the rest of the money for bigger fish out there, and so he needs the rest of that money. And number two, he is using the excuse of, no, he's only going to pay out the originator of the person who found the voter fraud. The originator of the person who found the voter fraud was the poll watcher. That was never explained why you didn't pay him more money than what you said you was going to pay him. So the guy got the $25,000. He should have gave more. And the only reason I even say he should have been paid more is because this governor was so gun-ho on finding voter fraud, he left open and didn't contemplate or hoping that the majority of the voter fraud, and I do say majority, not all, so you can't come back all of it. I will say the majority of the voter fraud, as small as it is, a minute number of voter fraud that could not change an election in any kind of way, shape, or form. The majority of the voter fraud that happens in this country is done by Republicans. He was betting on the wrong horse, that it was going to be a Democrat, and we showed that the Democrats were the ones that was doing voter fraud and everything else. He didn't read the tea leaves that the majority of the voter fraud that was being done in the United States was done by Republican voters for Republican candidates, just like this one, just like the one in, I can't remember the year. I'm not gonna throw it out there, but the voter fraud that happened in North Carolina was done by Republicans, candidates or people. I ain't gonna say candidates. It was done by Republican people. So yeah, he lost. He's not going to admit that he lost. As a matter of fact, I guarantee you, he's going to really hope that this story is swept under the rug. Nobody's going to hear about it. Oh, it ain't that big of a deal. Or at the very least, which is what the majority of them do anyway, no comment. We will just hope that it goes away and we'll jump on the next story as it happened. And if there's not a next story, then we'll make up a story for everybody to get upset with, for their people to get upset with, so they'll forget about this snafu. It is what it is, but I don't have anything else to say about that. I want you to take a look at this picture. Okay, this is Daniel DJ Rodriguez. He is one of the January 6 rioters who was arrested in D.C. For the assault for Michael Fanon. He was the guy who was with a stun gun and called with a stun gun. He was the one that stun gunned the officer, one who later on had a heart attack and a concussion while defending. Well, he's being interviewed by the FBI now, and I'm just going to read a bit of this because I know me. I don't know if he actually have come to the conclusion that he did make a mistake. He's just putting himself down, or he's just saying these things just to get himself out of this mess. So reading from Media ITE, the FBI agent who interviewed him suggested he could help rewrite his story from the way it was being told by Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and the Huffington Post, who articles. Then he gets to choose if he writes a story today with us. But right now, the story that's being told is by DC, is by Antifa, BLM, and the Huffington agent said, according to the interview transcript obtained by the Huffington Post. That's why he shot Fontaine. I can't say that man's name right. Fanon, who suffered a heart attack and concussion while defending the Capitol. Rodriguez said he didn't know is a piece of ish. Quote, I'm sorry, I don't know, he says. He's a human being with children and he's not a bad guy. He sounds like he was just doing his job. I'm an a-hole. Rodriguez appeared to hindsight during the interview. Are we all that stupid that we thought we was going to get away with doing this and save the country and it was all just going to be fine afterwards? I understand it. It's very stupid and ignorant, and I see that it is a big joke that we thought that we was going to save the country. We was going to do the right things and stuff. I get it, he added. Rodriguez told FBI he was worried Mom's going to find out what he did and that he was only participating in the January 6th to stand up for what he believed in after he unsuccessfully tried to join the U.S. Army. They didn't take me, and I just thought that I could still contribute by, I didn't take an oath, but I could still stand up for these same things on my own, said Rodriguez. This guy, I don't know where he is going with this. I don't know if he just come to his senses and he's thinking the way we always thinking, like, why did y'all think this was okay? And why did y'all think that y'all was going to get away with it? And why did you think this was the right thing to do? And maybe he's coming to that conclusion too. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. Because on the other end of the spectrum, it could be the simple fact of just saying, hey, I'm going to make myself look so bad that maybe the FBI and the judge and the public and everybody else will feel sorry for me, and I won't get as much time as everybody else who I see and feel are getting the time that they are. Again, I don't know. It's one of those things where we only want to report the people who, and believe me, there's very few, but there are some who don't feel bad about what they did. Matter of fact, some of them double down on it. If I had to do it again, I'll do it again. I don't feel like I did nothing wrong. They should have joined us. A lot of the riot situation during the riot, they was turning on white cops saying, why did you turn on us, brother? And now they still feel like they thing wrong. And they're being prosecuted for standing up for the country and yada, 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 and everything else that you want to say. Some of them just feel like, I did nothing wrong. I stood up for this country. You're prosecuting me politically. And if I had a chance, I would do it again. So DJ Rodriguez, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he has come to his senses and he's just like thinking like, what we doing, guys? What was y'all thinking? Why would y'all do that? I don't know if there's a mental situation because the guy's sitting here saying, I hope my mom don't find out. Dude, it's been a minute. What, 10 your mom ain't found out since you ain't been home or you ain't called her or whatever. She has not found out that you was part of the insurrection. I don't know. Or I don't know if he's just saying all this stuff because he was just pretty much saying, I really hope that everybody feels sorry for me and feel sorry for me and I don't get as many hours as I say. And then the next thing you know, he's walking out the door going, ha ha ha, fooled them all. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. But right at this point in time, I really don't know. So we already heard about the story about the teacher put on a fake headdress, dancing around the room, making false war chants to teach math. You can't make this stuff up.
Right. Meanwhile, this story getting a lot of attention all over the world. Online backlash following a viral video of a math teacher from John W. North High School in Riverside.
That video, the teacher shown wearing Native American headgear and dancing in front of her class.
Now, according to a post on social media, a student began filming because he, quote, felt that violence was being committed against him and he had the right to record. He's Native American. The teacher has been placed on leave. The Riverside Unified School District had a statement out that reads, quote, these behaviors are completely unacceptable and an offensive depiction of the vast and expansive Native American culture and practices. Her actions do not represent the values of our district.
So that's one part. I really have to put this more in perspective because you see her wearing a fake headdress. But I want to add a little bit more to the story. This is from CBS News. While the teacher was doing the dance, she had drawings pulled up on the class projector of stick figures with headdresses, rocks, and teepees. The teacher then sat up on top of her desk at the front of the class and pretended to pray to a water goddess. Quote, water goddess, again I ask you, please tell me the secret of Indian chants. This woman is still using the word Indian, she said in a video, before laughing because obviously this is ridiculous. She also made comments about a rock god, saying that he, quote, spits out several rocks that she used during her demonstration. The rock god did the students, God, should she have got suspended? Yeah, of course. This ain't in no way, shape, or form is going to be one of those, ooh, Marlon, maybe you wrong about that or whatever. Should she have gotten suspended? Yeah, she should have gotten suspended. I forgot I had took this down. I don't even know why. The question is this. Yeah, doggone it, who was that's Tracy. Exactly. This teacher have been doing this type of stuff. I don't know how long she's been doing this type of teaching, the whole Native American crap. But the teacher's been there for 12 years, over a decade. She has done this more than one time. So she's gotten away with it more than once. Obviously, she's gotten away with it more than once. And I cannot find a report. I really did try to look for the report, but there is another report that said, and some of the time she was rewarded for doing it because she thought the school thought it was a great idea and it was working. So now they're coming out with, no, we don't conduct. Now, granted, let me explain something to you. The school is not saying this is not us that's condoning this. That's the school board, not the school. That is the school board saying this is not, condone stuff like this. Obviously, you may not condone it. The school has no problem at all because they've let it go for years. So if you're going to hold this teacher accountable, rightfully so, mind you, why are you not holding the school accountable for allowing it to happen for over a decade? Why did somebody report it? Really telling me, first of all, she used the word Indian. This is how backwards this woman is. That she's still using Indian, not Native American, Indian. She thought this was cool. She thought this was fine. Now, one reason that she thinks that was fine is because, well, A, she thinks it's fine. B, she thinks it's fine because she's been alive for so many years. Nobody said anything about it. Nobody pushed back on it. No teacher or principal or assistant principal or other students or anybody else ever walked up to this woman and, well, this is some racist crap. You need to stop doing this. This is wrong. This is absolutely wrong. This is racist beyond racist. But she's been allowed to do it. You allow people to do stuff when wrong, they're going to continue doing it. You don't have the right to come back later and go, this. Yes, you do condone this. Yes, you do condone it. You have condoned it for over a decade. This well-educated teacher obviously knows nothing about our history with Native American, yet another reason why we should teach critical race theory in grade school, testing for A. I agree, Mickey. I agree. And I'll take one step further for the simple fact that you may not have to teach critical race theory, teach real history. Let's stop picking and choosing what exactly we want to say or do when it comes to the history of the United States. Let's stop propping America up as if we have never, ever done anything wrong. You have a lot of things wrong. And if you don't teach that to these kids now, guess what's going to happen? It's going to happen again. Why is it going to happen again? Because they never knew if nothing was wrong with it to begin with. Kids need to know all about history. Exactly. Every last crumb. Don't get to pick and choose what you think is. There's here's the deal. When America was doing these racist, homophobic, xenophobic, bigotry and all this other stuff, at any time that America think, gosh, we may need to stop this because we don't want our kids to look at us a certain type of way, you wasn't thinking about the kids at the time. When you were slaughtering Native Americans backwards and forwards, stealing their land for whatever reason other than, hey, because we can do it, our guns are bigger than yours. At any time that you think, well, gee, we better not do that because we don't want kids in the future to know the history of America and look at us like that. No, you ain't think about it like that. You just did it. And now when it's part of history, you want to dictate and decide what you want to teach because whatever the reason is, you don't want to put that much pressure on kids to know this much. Kids to hate America. Kids ain't going to hate America. They're going to hate the people who in America who's doing crap like this. They're going to hate the people who sit there lying to them or at the very least hiding history from them, where they got to go to a library, a reputable library, to find out the real history. And then conservatives are pissed off when they do find it. Why do you think the woke word came up? Oh, now you woke, which is another translation of, oh, now you're not stupid anymore. Now we can't slide crap by you the way we used to back in the day. Now you know more than what we was normally telling you back in the day that you was agreeing with and believing in everything else. Christopher Columbus discovered America. Oh, now you don't find, oh, now you're woke. Now you're woke. Shut up. Yeah, we're woke. Yeah, you can't slide crap by us anymore. Now you can't say what you want to say and do what you want to do and spoon feed us a bunch of crap and call it sugar. So if you think woke is an insult, it's not. There's a lot more people woke. And by the way, if history wasn't as bad as everybody makes it out to be, why are you going out of your way to hide it so much? Why are you trying to make sure that the American kids in school only know a certain thing? The critical race theory. Ain't nobody gave a rat's ass about critical race theories until Republicans and conservatives start bringing it up, saying it's being taught in school. Really? Every person right now who's sitting there worried about their kids being taught critical race theory in school and keep saying it's being taught in school, ask them one fundamental question. If that was the case, when did you learn it in school? Parent, teacher, congressman, senator, lawmakers. When did you learn it in school? What elementary, middle school, what grade did you learn critical race theory when you was going to school? They're not going to give you an answer. They're going to make up the critical race theory is being taught in school. They're never going to tell you what the school is. They're going to what critical race is. The laws that they have on the books right now to ban critical race theories in schools right now, why do you think they flowed through lawmakers? Why do you think they got no pushback on it? Simple, because it ain't being taught in school. You ban something that's not even being done. I'm going to ban bears from coming into my house. Bears ain't coming in my house. But I'm going to ban them anyway. Make it make sense. You're not, but make it make sense anyway. I wonder how many people are aware that Native Americans are finally so generously granted citizenship in 1924. They were on their own land. Isn't it amazing how that works? It is amazing how we can't even do that these days. It is amazing how we can never, ever go to somebody's backyard and go, we discovered it is mine now. This is my house now. I've discovered your car. This is my car now. And if you say something about it, I'm going to kill you. Ain't no problem doing it back in the day. Had no problem doing it back in the day. And was happy for doing it, order for doing it, and they're trying to hide that history from you now. The Republicans have drunk the Kool-Aid. Tracy, they have drunk it, they have swigged it, they have gargled with it. They done shot it up in their veins. They have done as much as they done put it in an IV. And this is not even me being, this is literally not me being mad at all. It's just me saying, this is about silliness. This is silly now. Because it's not like the information is not out there. The information is out there, but they're refusing to see it, believe it, or just pretend like it's fake news or whatever. And they decide they want to get their information off of something. Here's how you figure out the truth about certain things. You want to figure out the truth about any subject. If you want to figure out behind it, you go into researching that information with an open mind, with an open understanding that you don't already come up with the ending. What does that mean? That means if I go in and I don't know this subject or this person, I heard things about them, good or bad, but I want to do a little more research on them. So what I'm not going to do is, well, I think this person is a wonderful person. So make sure that I only research that shows that this person is a wonderful person. That's not research. If it's a bad person, well, I'm only going to read articles that show this person as being a bad person. Not doing research. If you already come up with the ending to what your research, you already discovered what you want the ending to be, then you're only going to research information that leads to that end result. And if you doing that, you're going to come up with the answer. You're not even doing research. You're just going to do enough sure that you have enough information so you can go tell everybody else that, yeah, you was right. Because at the end of the day, isn't that all you really want to do, is to prove to everybody that you're right, even if you're wrong, even if you've been proven wrong, even if you had enough people to tell you wrong, even if you have to prove that you're wrong. Don't you really want to just make sure that you have ammunition to show everybody that you was right? Because that's all it really is. You would rather look like an idiot and be right, or look right, to be honest with you, to look right. Even as citizens, Native Americans didn't have the vote in all states until 1948, the year I was born, so in my lifetime. You took over somebody's land and made the rules, rewrote the rules. Native Americans had their own rules, their own laws, their own bylaws. You came in and rewrote everything. Oh, and the new thing that they don't like to be called colonizers anymore. I just discovered that recently. Colonizers is now an insult to them. Please do not call them colonizers anymore. What else are we going to call you? Because if you had enough history from America, calling them colonizers does sound silly, because you hid enough history from America. You hid enough truth from America. But if you do get to the bottom line and you do just decide to share all of history, yeah, that's what that is. That's colonization. Genocide of a country that wasn't yours to begin with. And like I normally would say, make that make sense, but you ain't trying to make it make sense. You're trying to own the libs and you're trying to be right. So, yeah, whatever. we're about to the end of our show, and once again, I do appreciate everybody who's watching live. I thank you. Please do not forget to hit on the way out the door. So about that, not on the way out the door. Hit that like button now. For y'all forget. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. And comment afterwards. The history I was taught in grade school was in the 50s, was a Native American, Mexican, and African American. Yeah. I'm gonna get off this subject, but I even got one better, right? And it rightfully so. But I can tell you how even in the Holocaust, which was a horrible situation that should have never occurred, got 2 chapters in our history book. Slavery got 4 pages. We're gonna get to the end of this. I came across this last night on TikTok. I don't have an answer. I do not have an answer. And I don't have an answer because I didn't know this was happening. So I want somebody to actually comment. Either you can comment now, you can comment later, you can comment down below, what have you. Just let me know if this is something that's really going on.
Hey, what's up? This is a message for my LGBTQIA community. I want to have a talk with you. I want to share something with you. I'm 44 years of age. I grew up in a wonderful era. I was honored and privileged to be subjected to some of the finest slasher flicks. I grew up with Michael Myers. I grew up with Jason. I grew up with Freddy, Pinhead, and countless other individuals who made it difficult for people who wandered into the woods, who fell asleep, or any other crazy bullshit that would put them in the position to be hacked to fucking death. And as a black man, I saw early on that black people were killed early on in horror movies. Black people were always killed in horror movies. I mean, that's the ideal of a sadistic serial killer. He's going to kill everyone, right? We don't give a fuck who you are. We don't care about if you were a slave or the Holocaust. If your ass is in my area and I have a butcher knife or a machete or a glove with claws, your ass gonna get it. And as a black man, I was like, you know what? Realistically speaking, if a black person was in a horror movie, it would go from a horror movie to a realistic comedy. You know, you hear in the woods, I'm out. Y'all don't hear that shit? I'm out. Freddy's gonna kill you if you go to sleep. Well, I'm gonna stay the fuck up. So I understand, hey, tongue-in-cheek humor, whatever. But you know what black people don't do? Is say, oh, well, you know, Freddy's racist. Jason is racist. Michael Myers is racist. You know what I mean? Jeffrey Dahmer was even with white meat and dark meat. You know? So with that being said, to the LGBTQIA community, please, with all due respect, police up individuals who are trying to create this narrative to say that in the new Halloween movie, Michael Myers is homophobic because he killed a gay couple. Come on, man. You wonder why people have a difficult time. It's because of this shit. No disrespect. And I mean this with the utmost respect. You're not fucking special. You're not. You're not. So let me get this right. You expect a guy who's been out since 1978, I do believe, walk up to a gay couple and pat you on the head and not subject you to the overall nature of who this character is. Special treatment, even in a fake reality? No. You're lucky it's not Freddy. You definitely would have been going crazy because Freddy likes to unalive people based on who they are and their mindset, right? Cut it. All right? Just enjoy the freaking movie. Peace.
Was this something that was going on? Was this something that the LGBTQ community was saying? Because I missed it. And if there is something they were saying, are you serious? Growing up, the worst thing that we ever said about horror movies is the black person got killed in the movie. That was movie makers, not the fictional character. Because if you continuously go on, you will realize that that character was going to kill every damn body. That's what killers do. So this is the first time that I'm hearing about this. So please, if somebody explain this to me, and I'm being serious. I'm not. This is not one of those. Oh, I want you to say something, and I already have the answer, and this is not a shock value question. Are you? Were they serious when they said this? Were there like a few people? Because America media has a history of doing this. They will take one or two people of a certain race, creed, color, religion, and assume the whole race, creed, color, religion of that people said that. That could be the situation here. One or two LGBTQ community members said something on Facebook, and they assume everybody in that community said it. That's a possibility too. It's a possibility. If not, and there really is a community out there that is saying this, no. In horror movie kills. That's what they do. They don't care about your sexuality. They don't care about your religion. They don't care about your political stance. You like Trump. They're gonna kill you. You like Biden, they're gonna kill you. You don't like politics, they're gonna kill you. Why? Because that's what they do. They're killers. That's their job. Trust me, other than Freddie, Freddie was the only one who would hold freaking conversation with people before they killed him because he thought it was just real funny. Jason, Michael Myers, they ain't hold no conversation with you. They ain't trying to get to know you better. They wasn't trying to hold an open dialogue with you. This was not this at this point in time. If you see them coming after you, pretty much a wrap. We don't need to know why we killing you. That's what they do. That's their job. They're not going to figure out what your sexuality is before they kill you. They're not going to try to rationalize it. Well, should I? No, because I don't want to look a certain way if I kill you compared to other kids. That's not them. You walking, talking, breathing. Dead. That's it. I'm going to go get off. If nobody wants to make a comment now, you have my email address. Email radtp@gmail.com. radtp@gmail.com. If you don't feel comfortable, comfortable commenting later on, fine. I'm just doing it out of educational purposes. I like to learn as much as I possibly can on a lot of things. So I'm gonna knock out a couple of more comments. Pass, open the doors, and we can leave. Like a good girl, I did as I was told to hit that like button. Yep, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that like button. And TV shows and cartoons didn't help. Yeah, I read that earlier, so I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Took us a while, but none of it sat right with me. I was a nerd in school all the time. I started learning about Native American furs, and it wasn't easy to find the truth. Probably wasn't easy. And Mickey, I'll do you one better. I ask you this question: Was it even easy to find books on it? Other than the colorful ones where they'll tell you the tribe and everything and what differentiates them from another tribe and everything else. That's knowledge. That ain't showing American history, though. You hit the nail on the head. A few people in a group complained, and they brain dead painted all of that. Okay, that's. Thank you. Thought. That's what I thought. We do have an issue where we just sit there and just one or two people found something wrong with it. It is across the board. It really is. We do that to everybody. One or two people put something on Facebook or Twitter or everything else. You really, I'm lying to even say one or two people. You can have one person say something and it's retweeted like 50,000 times and they'll blame the whole community on that one tweet. I don't even want to get into the insurrection thing. I'm just giving you an example. I'm not even going to get into detail of insurrection. I'm just giving you an example of it. I just even remember when they found that one black person in the insurrection and Fox News went, well, there's your proof that BLM was a part of this from one black dude. Okay. Difficulty. Luckily, there were libraries near my home, and the librarian, well, she was great at finding exactly what I was looking for. She was not shy about finding books that told the truth. Well, thank goodness. Because I didn't get that. Not sorry, but really, I didn't get that. I got the little colorful books on African Americans and Black history and things like that. And they only showed the good things about Martin Luther King. And that he and see, I'll never how Martin Luther King. This is how Martin Luther King died. Martin Luther King died in X years the date that he died. And it's like killed. It's Martin Luther King died. First of all, it's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I'm not making a joke about it. You can pretty much find a whole bunch of books that call him Martin Luther King. You may find a couple that say Martin Luther King Jr. Very rare back in my day. It may have gotten better now. But it was Martin Luther King or Martin Luther King Jr. It's very rare that you saw Dr. Luther King Jr. And they will always end it off, and he died this date and this year. They never said he was killed. So I'm glad, Mickey. I'm glad that you found somebody, because I had to literally, if I to go a deep dive into African American studies, I had to go to the public library downtown Charlotte to get all the information that I needed. It wasn't going to be in the school library. God, for going to be in the school library. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is my show for tonight. Again, I ask you to please hit that like button on the way out the door. If you find this show useful, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Please do not forget to hit that. Please leave a comment. Leave a comment below. Agree, disagree, fine. I'm a person. I'm not going to you or out or report you or anything else. If you're respectful with your disagreement, cool beans. If the first thing that comes out your mouth is you an idiot and all, yeah, okay. Don't call people names and then say you mad at me because I just disagree with your stance. No, I'm calling you out because you're insulting. And if you disagree with somebody is insult them, then we're never going to hold a conversation. At least I'm not going to hold a conversation. I'm not going to waste my time. But if you're respectful and you disagree with anything I say, leave a comment below. I'm thick-skinned. I'm a black man living in America. I built a thick skin a long time ago on all subjects. And if you do like the content, subscribe. And by the way, for the people who do subscribe, hit that notification bell because as you see, I popped this Sunday. Wasn't planning on it, just some of the stories that I wanted to talk about was informative and fun and interesting and everything else, and I felt like doing it. That's how I do. I just feel like popping. So please hit that notification bell because if I do decide to pop up, notified that I am on and you can pop on and you can say whatever you want to say to me. I can say whatever I want to say to you and we can have a grand old time. So with all that out of the way, thank you. I appreciate it. Signing off. Thank you. Have a good peace.